Mastering the money game when you're in your 20s can set you up to be rich when you're in your 30s. That's what we're getting into in this video. Money is just a game, okay? If you spend enough time on this game, you can get really, really, really good at this game, just like any game you've played over the course of your life. Maybe you're thinking real games like basketball or football or baseball, or maybe you race bikes, or video games. Maybe you're thinking about Halo. Halo 3 is the best game of all time, by the way. Anyway, if you spend enough time and doing the right things in the right order with the right guidance, it's really, really, really predictable. I don't want to say easy, but it's very predictable to get to a place of mastery. Okay, and once you're in that place of mastery, you're kind of just on autopilot and stuff feels easy and you feel like you're in a very strong financial position continually, which is what we want. So that's what we're getting into in this video. If you're new here, my name's Austin. I'm a co-owner of cloudmusicsuite.com and I'm a stock market investor. On this channel, we talk all things money and personal development, as you can tell, okay? So if that sounds up your alley, go ahead and subscribe. And as a thank you, I'm gonna show you a picture of my kitty cat. She's playing with her toy right at my feet right now. You might be able to hear the jingles bells in the background, so ignore that. Okay, first thing up that we need to do in order to master the money game in our 20s is to spend less than we make each month in and month out. So let's say you make $4,000 take home per month from your 9-to-5 job. If you're spending exactly $4,000 per month or more for your living expenses, that's not a good position to be in. You're at best living paycheck to paycheck, if not going into debt to fund your lifestyle. Of course, we understand that this is not a good position to be in, but good rule of thumb to start with would say, let's get those living expenses down to $3,500 so that you have a $500 surplus per month. Good thing to do with that would be start to build an emergency savings where you would only touch this money in case something horribly wrong happened and needed to pull money out of somewhere that isn't debt. That would be a great way to use that $500 surplus. Now, if we can get that $500 surplus up to $1,000 surplus, maybe you can use 500 of it to continue to build that emergency fund until you hit a certain goal that you're comfortable with in that emergency fund. And then you can move that money over to maybe paying down credit card debt if you have credit card debt right now. Or if you're in a nice financially strong position, maybe it's time to start saving for a home. Or maybe it's time to start investing in the stock market, okay? These are only things that you can do when you have a surplus of money on a monthly basis. So getting that surplus of money as big as possible on a monthly basis is definitely the number one thing you can do in order to put yourself in a financial strength position. Give yourself a challenge. How little money can I spend this month? What things can I cut out of my financial diet in order to make sure I'm trimming the fat a little bit? How can I get an extra $20 here, extra $30 here, extra $200 there, etc.? Can I go out to eat less? Is that gonna make me spend less money? All right, it probably is. Can I go to the grocery store instead of going to Chick-fil-A? Can I bring my lunch instead of going to Salsaritas or Chipotle or wherever you go for lunch? Those little things are gonna add up over time, and they're gonna lead to you having a huge surplus on a monthly basis to go ahead and do all the things that are gonna put you in a financially strong position. So bring down the living expenses, bring up the income. We'll talk about bringing up the income here just in a little bit. All right, next thing up, speaking of bringing up the income, I think it's very, very important to do something outside of your 9-to-5 job that makes you money. Now, I'm not talking about like selling feet pics or doing OnlyFans or anything, full respect to you if that's your thing. I'm just talking about something that you have that's a marketable skill. Maybe you're really good at teaching math. Maybe you're really good at, maybe you're a batting coach or you were a baseball player at some point. You could be a batting coach. Maybe you could be a shooting coach for someone. You could personally train somebody. There's 100 million different things you could do. You could start a blog, put some Google AdSense on that blog, see if you can get some ad revenue from a blog, something along those lines. Do something outside of your 9-to-5 to make money. It's very, very empowering. And let's say you're spending $0 to do this thing that's making you money outside of your 9-to-5. It's pure profit other than the time that you're putting into it. So that can add to that monthly surplus that you're creating by spending less than you make, okay? So if you increase that income a little bit, but you keep those expenses the same, now you have more money to work with to invest in the stock market, to invest in real estate, to buy your own home, whatever the case may be, pay down credit card debt if that's a situation you're dealing with, pay down student loan debt. So do something outside of your 9-to-5, that would be number 2. Next one up here would be, it's very important to have tangible goals, okay? Tangible, realistic goals each year. An example of a tangible, realistic goal would be maybe you have a Roth IRA, okay? A Roth IRA is an account that you can contribute money to, and then you can buy stocks within that, and then all your profits are tax-free. It's a great account. Look it up on YouTube or on Google if you've never heard of it before. Okay, there's a yearly contribution limit of $6,500. So that would be a great yearly goal, is to say, max out my Roth IRA for the first time, or max out my Roth IRA again if you maxed out your Roth IRA last year. The yearly limit has been raised to $6,500. So now the next step would be, what do I need to do on a monthly basis in order to make sure I'm gonna reach that goal? If you take that $6,500, you divide by 12 months, you're gonna get like $541, somewhere around there, and some change, $541 and some change. So if you're hitting that number on a monthly basis, by the end of the year, you're gonna have contributed $6,500 to that Roth IRA. That's very different than saying, I wanna save more money, or I wanna save for retirement. Make the goal more real, and then you're more likely to hit it. Because the more real it is, the more easily you can break it down into a yearly, monthly, maybe a bi-weekly or a weekly basis, depending on how you get paid and how you want to allocate your money. I would say monthly basis is totally fine. If you need more specific, go for more specific if you get paid on a weekly basis. So putting some numbers to it, putting some real world math to it, and then making a plan of action and doing it. Very, very important, tangible, realistic goals. Next one up is very short. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. In order to master your money game, you got to get a 760 plus credit score. I would say 760 is the minimum, 780 or 800 would be ideal. It's very, very easy to do this. Get some revolving credit, get a credit card, get 2 credit cards, get 3 credit cards over the course of about 12 to 18 months. Never make a late payment ever. Always pay your credit card balance in full. Never max out the credit card. If you do that for the course of like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're gonna have a 760 credit score or way higher. Never miss a payment, never let any medical bills go to collections, anything like that, and you'll be fine. Okay, if you wanna know more about that, type a quick YouTube search about how to get a 760 credit score. Next one up. Important to have a weekly or monthly or bi-weekly allocation plan and an investment plan. So I kind of hit on this with that Roth IRA point, but how much money do you need to put from each paycheck into these different accounts that you're going to make? So how compartmentalized can you make your money? I think it's very important to compartmentalize your money and put it into different buckets. So one bucket could be a separate account that's my checking. It's all the inflow. Every single form of income that I get comes straight into that checking account. So all my money comes in. And then the only thing that comes out of that is me choosing to push that out into a different account. A few examples of accounts I have would be the house account, where I'm gonna pay my mortgage from, where I'm gonna pay my utilities from, where I'm gonna pay the gas bill from, for the trash, etc. Another account would be a business account. Another account would be an emergency fund account. Another account would be a personal savings account, right? So I want to choose my allocation strategy. I might have to change this, every 3 months or every 6 months, depending upon my goals. If I know my emergency fund is fully stacked and I really don't need to add anything more to it, then I could push that money into maybe personal savings or house savings, or I would just push it into my investment accounts and I would go ahead and invest that money in the stock market if I knew that I didn't need it in the near term, right? So I think it's important to compartmentalize the funds as much as possible so that you can see exactly where everything's going and you choose exactly where that goes when it goes there. Some people are huge fans of automation. I don't love automation all that much because it's not as conscious of a practice, right? I think it's very important to be conscious with your money, and I think that's part of mastering the money game, all right? So compartmentalize those funds, make an allocation plan and an investment plan on a monthly basis or a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis. Last one, gotta say it, don't buy a car. Don't buy a car on loan and don't lease a car. We want as few monthly payments as possible, especially a huge monthly payment like that. Some car payments, really cheap. Some car payments, extremely expensive. But the higher the value of your car, the higher your car insurance, the higher your property tax, the higher your registration fee. It's so ridiculous. It's an absolute scam. It's a trap, especially in your 20s. If you're 40, if you're 50, if you're 60, if you're in the enjoyment phase of life, whatever, go buy the new Tesla Model S Plaid or the Lamborghini Urus or whatever you want to ride. Okay, I don't care, but if you're in your 20s, I do care. Don't buy a car. Don't hamper yourself. Don't hamper your investment and your future by spending $800, $900, $1,000 on a car payment each month. Waste of money. Okay? All right. That's all I got for you today. Master the money game in your 20s so that you can live well in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're still here at this point, you clearly enjoyed it. So subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.